All right, guys, here we go with module 2 or module 1, lesson 2. Okay, so it's going to tie into what we were just talking about in module 1, lesson 1 with our place value chart and our 10 times more, 10 times less. Today, we're going to move left and right on our place value chart, which means we're going to be multiplying and we're going to be dividing. Okay, so our objective for today is I will be able to recognize a digit represents 10 times the value of what it represents in the place to its right. Okay, so let's dig into that a little bit. So if I have 110, I need to be able to recognize that that is 10 times more than 1, 1. Because the place value to the right of my tens is the ones place. So if I have it 110, then by the end of this lesson, I should be able to say, well, 110 is 10 times more than 1, 1, and vice versa. So we're going to work on going back and forth on the place value chart today. Okay. Notice that we added a place value. So we have our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. The process is the same. Okay. No matter what place value you're working with, if you have 10 of one of the units, that means you have one of the unit to the left. So if I have 10 thousands in my thousands place, then that means I have 1 10,000. Okay, because remember, I don't say a number, I don't read it as 40 hundreds. I would read that as 4,000. That's the connection we're trying to make. Okay. So yesterday we didn't work with 10,000, so we're just going to make sure a little review. If I have 10 units in my thousands place, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I can bundle that and move it to the left, and that's going to give me 1 of that unit. So if I have, move you closer. If I have 10 in my thousands place, that means I have 1 10,000. You can hear it when I try to read it, right? If I have 10,000s, well, that means I have 1 10,000. Okay, so just because we're working with a bigger unit doesn't change how we move on the place value chart. It's going to be the same. Okay. So I'm going to clear this off really quick and set up our next problem. Okay, so I mentioned that we are going to be moving left and right on the place value chart. So if we are moving to the left, we are multiplying. We're getting larger, okay? If we move to the right, we are dividing. Our numbers are getting smaller. So if I have 2 units in my thousands place, and I want to know, well, how many hundreds is that? So remember, for me to get 1 unit in the thousands place, how many hundreds do I need? I need 10. So if I'm going to move my units to my hundreds place, one of these is going to be equal to 10 in the hundreds place. So it's going to look like this. So if I'm going to move this 1 unit over, that 1 unit is going to be worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And same with this one. If I move that one over, it's also going to give me 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like I missed one on that one. Okay, so if I'm moving to the right, what we just did is we divided by 10. Each of our thousands that we just had, we divided by 10. Okay, so moving to the right, we're dividing. Moving to the left, we are multiplying. Okay, I'm going to show you what this is going to look like with just digits instead of the place value disk. But just so you know that 1 is equal to 10. 1,000 is equal to 10 hundreds. So keeping that in the back of your brain for this next part. Okay, so here's our equation. 10 times 3 hundreds. I'm using multiplication, so I know my value is going to get bigger, so I'm going to be moving to the left. And if I'm multiplying by 10, then I'm going to move to the left 1 unit. Okay, so it looks like this. If I have 300s and I'm multiplying that by 10, I'm going to show my arrow. And what's happening when I move it is I'm multiplying by 10. So that 300s now became 3,000s. Okay, so it just got 10 times larger. So 10 times 300s is going to give us 3,000s. Okay, so if I'm moving to the left, multiplying by 10, 10 times larger. Now let's see what that's going to look like if I move to the right. Okay, so remember I said if we move to the right, we're using division, all right? And I know division is fairly new, but because we're using the place value chart, we just know that we're dividing by 10, hundreds, or thousands, which is a little bit simpler with the division concept, okay? So 4,000s divided by 10. Well, I know I have 4,000s. And if I'm dividing, I'm breaking that apart. I'm breaking that into smaller groups, so my number is going to get smaller. So 4,000s divided by 10, I'm moving to the right 1 place value. And I'm dividing by 10. So 4,000s divided by 10 is going to give me 400s. Okay, moving to the right, we're dividing, we're getting smaller. Moving to the left, we're multiplying and getting larger. Now let's look and see what that's going to look like if I have digits in multiple place values. Okay, so here's our equation. I have 10 multiplied by 300s and 2 10s. Don't let the parentheses change what you're thinking. It's just letting us know that we have multiple values in here. So I have 300s. Put my 3 in my hundreds place, 2 10s, 2 in my tens place. And if we're multiplying, each of our place values is going to move 1 to the left because we're multiplying by 10. Okay, so I'm going to take my 3 and multiply it by 10. And I have to do that with each digit. So my 3 moved to the left 1 place value. My 2 needs to do the same. So 10 times 300s and 2 10s is going to give me 3,000s. And 200s. And if we were to write this in standard form, right now I'm talking units. So that's why I'm writing out the units. So we have 300s, 2 10s. That's unit form. I can rewrite this in standard form so you can, what we normally see with numbers. So this would be 10 times 320 is equal to 3,200. Okay, you guys see that? See the connection? So 300 and 2 10s would be 320. That's where this one came from. If I have 3,000 and 200s, there's my 3,200. So let's see what that looks like with division. Okay, so here's our division equation. So I have 4,000s and 200s. We're going to divide that by 10. So I'm going to show my 4,000s in my thousands place, my 200s in my hundreds place. I'm dividing by 10. So each of my units, my place values need to move to the right 1 place value. Okay, so it's going to look like this. I'm going to divide it by 10. I have to do that to both digits, so my 2 is going to move over as well. So now I have 400s. And 2 10s. I'm going to write it below. I'm running out of room. Okay, 400s and 2 10s. And again, I can write that in that standard form. So my first equation was 4,200 divided by 10 is equal to 420. Okay, so division, move to the right, multiplication, move to the left. You're gonna get tired of hearing me saying that, but it's really important we memorize it. Okay, so to wrap up our lesson for today, I wanted us to make sure that we understand expressions, unit forms, and standard forms, okay? So our expressions are the equation, but they just don't have that equal sign. So that's why they're called an expression and not an equation. So expression, no equal sign. Equation, it does have an equal sign. So my first expression says 10 multiplied by 6 tens. My unit form, I would say 10 times 6 tens. Well, 10 times 6 is 60. So that would be 60 tens. But remember, we don't read our numbers like that. 60 tens, we don't say it like that. We would say 60 tens, we would read as 600. Okay, 70 hundreds. So our expression for this one is 7 hundreds multiplied by 10. 7 times 10 gave me 70, so I have 70 hundreds, but again, I don't say 70 hundreds, so we would read that as 7,000. So remember, if I have 70 hundreds, picture that place value chart. I have 7 groups of 10. Each of those groups of 10 are going to be equal to 1,000, okay? Then we have our division one, so 3,000 divided by 10 is going to give us 3 hundreds. And our standard form would be, just as we read this, we would write it with the digits. So 300. Expression, unit, standard. Standard form is just how we normally write numbers. Unit form, I'm telling you how many I have of that particular unit. And then our expression is the math. Okay? So again, if you have any questions or concerns, post them below and watch for work that's going to be connected to lesson 2. See you guys later.